So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so it is fight week, and we have possibly the biggest fight of the year, if not the biggest fight of the decade, coming up on Saturday, when Terence "Bud" Crawford takes on the Truth Errol Spence Jr. for the undisputed welterweight title of the world. In this video, I'm going to give y'all my preview and prediction on how I think this fight will go. I will also provide keys for each fighter and what they can do to be able to win this fight. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing boxing. 2023 so far has been the year of the super fight. Starting us off this year was Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, followed by Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko. Just a few days ago, Naoya Inoue knocked out Stephen Fulton in a super bantamweight super fight. And now we get this: Terence "Bud" Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. for the undisputed world welterweight titles. Hey, this fight can be argued that it's a little bit overdue, but you know what? It's better late than never, and these guys are still in their primes. They are both top 5 pound-for-pound fighters, in my opinion, and the winner of this fight will be pound-for-pound number 1, in my opinion. But without further ado, let's get into the fighter profiles, and we're gonna get into Bud Crawford first. The 35-year-old southpaw from Omaha, Nebraska, is 5'8" and has a 74-inch reach. In his professional career, Terence Crawford has 39 wins, 0 losses, no draws, and has 30 big wins by way of KO. The resume speaks for itself. This man has been voted as a pound-for-pound number 1 fighter on multiple occasions and multiple people's lists, including ESPN and Ring Magazine, if I'm not mistaken. Since coming up to the welterweight division, he captured the WBO World Welterweight title from Jeff Horn and hasn't looked back. His last fight was against David Anavesian, in which he knocked out Anavesian cold in the 6th round. His best fight on his resume is, of course, Shawn Porter, in which he also stopped Shawn Porter in the 10th round. There's no doubt that Terence Crawford is one of the best fighters on the planet. He has already been undisputed, and he is looking to become a 2-time undisputed champion. I believe he became undisputed in the junior welterweight division. So, the accolades speak for himself. He is a Hall of Fame fighter, in my opinion, already. This will just add to his legacy if he's able to win this fight. But he has all the intangibles that you want: the power, the speed, the boxing ability, the versatility to switch from southpaw to orthodox. This guy, he's phenomenal and has been for a while. I think the main key for Terence Crawford in this fight is to not let Errol back him into a corner and to box, really to just use his superb and superior boxing ability. Like I mentioned before, he can switch from both southpaw to orthodox, although I like him more as a southpaw. I'd like to see Terence Crawford use that jab to the body, that quick flick jab or stab jab to the body, just like Naoya Inoue did to Stephen Fulton on Tuesday. I think that would benefit him more than getting into a slugfest with Errol Spence, because we all know what Errol Spence does to people. He wears you down with his constant pressure, and in the later rounds, it starts to take a toll on you. For Bud, I would think using his superior boxing, his superior footwork, I would think his boxing would lead him to a much easier win. That's going by using the jab to the body, switching the rhythm on jab, using a superb combination punching. Also, counter punching is also a very good strategy for Crawford to use, as Errol does leave himself open at times for counter punches, and we all know Terence Crawford is a very excellent counter puncher. He has perfect timing, but I think boxing, using his footwork, using that superb jab to keep himself out of trouble, and not letting himself get to the ropes or getting into many engagements with Errol Spence would be beneficiary. Again, like I said before, Terence Crawford really has no weaknesses. He can do both. He can box, he can slug. I think he should more lean towards the boxing side rather than trying to exchange and go blow for blow with Errol Spence. Don't get me wrong though, I think Terence Crawford is going to have to start faster than what he usually does, as if he doesn't, Errol Spence will pounce on him. So mainly I think the main two keys for him are just boxing, using the superior boxing, stay in the southpaw stance, and start fast. Moving on to Errol Spence Jr., the truth. The 33-year-old southpaw from DeSoto, Texas, is 5'9" and has a 72-inch reach. In Errol Spence's professional career, he has 28 wins, 0 losses, no draws, and 22 big wins by way of KO. This guy is unbelievable. Since capturing the belt in 2017 from Kell Brook, he has been unstoppable on his side of the welterweight division, collecting belt after belt. He is currently the WBA, WBC, and IBF World Welterweight title holder, while Crawford only holds the WBO. Again, like with Crawford, this guy can be considered a pound-for-pound fighter on some people's list. While not the mainstream fighter that Terence Crawford is, it's definitely not for a lack of ability. When you think of Errol Spence Jr., you think of this relentless style, the come forward style, the calculated aggression, the superb body punching, the superb combination punching, the ability to finish guys when they're hurt. There really isn't much to be said about Errol Spence Jr. that hasn't been said already, just like with Terence Crawford. In his last fight, Errol Spence Jr. dismantled Yordenis Ugas in the late round, stopping him in the 10th round. But arguably his best opponent on his resume is Shawn Porter in a very good slugfest where that went 12 rounds, in which Errol Spence Jr. captured the WBC World Welterweight title. Errol Spence Jr., we all know what he's going to come to do. They call him the truth for a reason, and his marauding style really takes a lot out of guys, and this fight should be no different. Now, his main key is to start fast. I think he knows Terence Crawford is a very slow starter. Errol Spence Jr. is a superb body puncher. He puts a lot of pressure on guys. I think, Errol his team would have a great idea of what Terence Crawford would want to do. If Terence Crawford decides to box, he is excellent at cutting the ring off. I think the main thing for Errol Spence Jr. is he's going to have to pounce on Crawford early, as Crawford's power is deadly early. We know he has that deadly power. He's going to have to cut off the ring and trap Terence Crawford and force Terence Crawford to get into engagements with him. And that's his game. He likes to make guys get into engagements with him. He can also box as well. Don't underestimate Errol Spence Jr.'s boxing ability. He also has a piston-like jab. I do think he would benefit from going to Terence Crawford's body. I just like him more, getting on the front foot, cutting off the ring and backing guys into a corner and making, guys fight his fight. If he does that against Terence Crawford, I don't know. These guys are the best opponents either of them have faced. They've never faced, they never faced guys with that type of power that they have. So, if, we don't know who's going to go down in this fight if they get hit. Errol Spence Jr., I think the firefight mentality benefits Errol Spence Jr. more since he is the bigger guy. He will have to get behind that long reach, that 2-inch reach advantage from Terence Crawford, but we know he can do that as well. I think the main thing is just forcing Terence Crawford to fight your fight, make him uncomfortable, make him exchange with you, and go to that body. If Errol Spence Jr. does that, he's virtually unbeatable, just like Terence Crawford is virtually unbeatable when he follows his game plan. The main thing I forgot to mention is that Terence Crawford is much more versatile, and switching stances would be beneficiary just to give him a better look. Even though I mentioned that I like him better southpaw, I think Terence Crawford would be better, would also benefit from switching stances every now and then just to give Errol a different look. Overall, who do I think will win this fight? Well, you got the slick boxing and you have the overall all-around ability of Terence Crawford versus the marauding style of Errol Spence Jr., but calculated marauding style of Errol Spence Jr. They are jacks of all trades and masters of all of them. It's a hard fight to score. It's a hard fight to pick a winner in. If I had to go with the winner, I'm going to go with Errol Spence Jr. by majority decision. Look. I know it sounds a little biased. I am a big Errol Spence fan, but, this fight can go either way. It's a 50-50 fight. I have maintained that for a while. It's been, a lot of people argue this fight is overdue. I maintain, if this fight was ever made, that this was a 50-50 fight and both guys can win this fight because they're just that good. I'm not saying Errol Spence Jr. will dominate Terence Crawford. I just think being the bigger fighter, we look at the two guys. Crawford kind of has that wiry frame, strong but wiry, and you look at Errol Spence Jr. He's kind of buffed up and strong, and he makes you fight his fight. He wears you down. He gets stronger in the later rounds, and that's what I think will happen. I think Terence Crawford is going to be the opposite of what he usually does. I think he's going to start fast, and I think he's going to win a lot of the early rounds. But as Errol Spence Jr. Continues to come forward, if Terence Crawford does not hurt Errol Spence Jr., Spence is going to keep coming forward. He's going to keep wearing down Terence Crawford, and he's going to land those body punches, and he's just going to make this into a slugfest. As Terence Crawford gets tired, they're going to have to exchange with each other. I think Errol Spence Jr. will win those exchanges, and I think the judges will see that as well. And I have him winning most of the later rounds, which is why I'm going to give Errol Spence Jr. a close majority decision. But I will also go on note and say that Terence Crawford could easily win this fight by majority decision as well, or it could possibly be a draw. But in my opinion, I think Errol Spence Jr. will wear down Terence Crawford in the later rounds, and I think he will squeak out a majority decision. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Who do you have winning and how? Leave it in the comment section and I will be reading them. But otherwise, this fight, I'm excited for it. I also will be doing a live commentary stream as usual, so be looking out for that. But I'm going to get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video as it helps the channel grow. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these boxing prediction videos. Follow me on social media as I will be retweeting and tweeting out things before the beginning of the fight. Of course, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I go live on Saturday. And leave your prediction in the comment section. Who do you have winning and why? And I will see you guys on fight night. Thank you, and I'm out. Peace.